Brace yourselves. We'll talk again about patriarchy. If any of you had doubts that not only Islamic countries and other backward countries, but also countries in the West are patriarchal societies, consider the fact that the main units of power, the military, industry, finance, the police, are largely in male hands. In democracies, this is achieved through conditioning to an ideology, through creating sex categories of gender which are convenient to the dominant group. Temperaments like aggression, intellect, ambition for the male, and passivity, inertness to the female. From there follow sex roles, the sex role of bearing children and looking after children, which keeps the woman at a lower level of only biological experience is assigned to the females, and everything else that is specifically human activity, different from animal activity, building of civilizations, is assigned to the male. From there follow the social status, superior for the male. Since the foundation of patriarchy in biology is so insecure, one has to admire the socialization on the basis of acquired social system. And don't forget the male deity in the three major religions, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, which plays a big role as well. Conditioning happens during childhood when, for example, a young male is encouraged to develop his aggressive impulses, while the female is encouraged to thwart hers. And females also, as children, have aggressive impulses. Have you seen children? And the result is that aggressiveness is developed in the male, reinforced in him, sometimes with consequences that are antisocial, like rape, for example, and passivity is developed in the female. One does not associate force easily with patriarchy, but in present Islamic countries, for violence is institutionalized in the legal system. Adulteresses are stoned to death, even to the present day. It's interesting that, except now, earlier, males were not accused of adultery, as females were. So this is one death sentence for females. Another hidden death sentence is the following. Women who are deprived of control over their body in the legal system in their country, when abortion is forbidden, commit illegal abortions, and there are many lethal cases. And we all know about wife beating. And there is another sort of violence that is specifically sexual in character, rape. When the emotion of sexuality, if it exists at all, is overshadowed by the emotion of aggression, hatred, contempt, and the desire to violate personality. Because in patriarchy, the male has set himself as the human norm, the woman represents the otherness, the alien, the different one. Female sexuality is largely considered impure. For example, the event of menstruation is a clandestine affair. The contemporary slang for it is the curse, I think. In primitive myths, The female genitalia was considered a wound, that's why it bleeds. Freudian description of it is castrated. There is also the penis envy. Please. And the penis, a badge of male superiority, is given crucial significance and is a source of endless boasting and endless anxiety. Another patriarchal myth which makes men proud is that men have the great capacity for sexuality. While science research shows that it's not true, women have a far greater capacity for sexuality than men. When a woman who can achieve regular orgasms is capable, when properly stimulated, of achieving multiple orgasms in quick succession. And a curious fact, the clitoris is the only human organ specific to sexuality and sexual pleasure, while the penis has other functions, pissing and reproduction. The patriarchal myth about the male capacity for sexuality has, as a result, polygyny, many wives, and more freedom in sex. I might also point out the paradoxical situation in patriarchy that woman is made a sexual object. She is there to satisfy the sexual needs of men, but her sexuality is not encouraged. Only in modern times the social attitudes have changed and have relaxed. I want to finish with Engels again. He wrote about the monogamous family, and he lived in Victorian times. He rightly said that the monogamous family is not strictly monogamous because only the woman was obliged to be monogamous, not the man. So prostitution is the natural product of the monogamous family. It's a question of numbers. You may ask, why is prostitution still practiced today? And I think probably the desire to show male supremacy by humiliating women plays a part. Bye.